let's get to the action. And interesting one at the top, one that
Oh
I'm
my
watching today, the
gosh.
China stocks.
JD, I was talking about this one. This is killing me, man.
Yeah, it's a little
I've
frustrating. I
screwed
will
up
tell
all
you,
these China stocks.
I was even trying to play it that on the day right here about 2 days ago when we were going above the 41s and then we chopped down through that 4060. Recovered it yesterday, and then when we recovered it, we came back to like 4096 and then held that pullback. So definitely taken off from that 41, but in the pre-market now towards 44.30. So now it's kind of hard to catch the pullbacks. What
Gosh,
do you like the
man.
levels? Maybe Joel, I'll let you call pullback levels. What do you get? What do you think about that?
Oh, this is a tough one. What? Boom, boom, boom. I mean, I don't know if you're going to get. I mean, if you want to be super patient, I mean, $42 was the top of the ranges from the last couple days. I don't know if you're going to get that. But just maybe you do some shorter term charge. To me, things look pretty wide open here until 44.79. So 42 is the best I can do on that one as far
I
as
royally screwed up both of these. I bought BABA and JD in my long-term account, and then I got spooked out because I was like, and I didn't rebuy them, and it's just a big mistake. I bought JD around 40, and I bought BABA at 81, and I've stopped out on both of them for the simple reason I didn't want to go through that meeting. I talked about this a couple of days ago, and now they're gone. I mean, sometimes you just got to ignore a little bit. Like, you can overthink it. I know I was worried about that meeting with Xi going over and meeting with Putin. And as soon as nothing materialized, I had to rebuy those Monday morning. I did not. Big mistake by my part. Shame on me. I had my instincts told me to buy these stocks, and I fought my instincts, and I actually would have caught the turn on both of them. I think JD can go a lot higher.
It happens to me. Something that I'm really working on as of late, especially, is getting out of a trade and then getting back into the
Hard
trade,
to do,
which is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get that stop to get back, even if it's the same thesis, nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Like in Dennis' case, it's hard to get back. I've been working on that skill and trying to make it more of a strength than a weakness. Of course, it's not as easy as just talking about it. Let's go to what about gold today? GDX, it's just continued here. What do you think, Joel?
I mean, I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop on this. I mean, this is
This
how
is the
many
leverage
times have
one,
you?
but
Yeah. Well, I'm
go to
just
the regular one.
I do this. I'm looking at the gold futures. I think that's pretty much what moves it. And you've built a wall here on the dailies here at 1994, 1992 to 1994. That's three highs in a row. You're in the 1987, 1988. So. I don't know.
I got one, Joel. Can you look at it for me? NEM.
Newmont. I used to trade that a lot.
I like the daily
all the time.
levels. The daily levels set up here. What do you think about that?
This is Mitch. I can see you liking this chart, and it is. It's a potential breakout here. Wow, really hasn't performed like the bullion has, but 48.80. You're opening it up in the next 2 days highs. You get above that. I don't give as much significance to this 49.22 because you have two highs in this area, but looks good on the upside. See if you can hold yet open through yesterday's highs and hold, and if gold could just hang in there, you could easily get back.
It's holding up fairly well considering that the market has started to find, and this is negatively correlated with the overall market here. So when you're betting on Newmont or you're betting on gold, you're betting on more bank troubles. And that has not materialized. So it's actually a good sign that, the stock Newmont, and a sign that JLD, really has held up fairly well here too. Again, I still think there's more trouble ahead. So I actually wouldn't mind these on pullbacks here. But if we still go into this complacency here for the next couple of weeks where we don't hear anything more, gold could actually start leaking.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to hop out, let you guys finish up the segment. Triple D, I'll check in with you later on. Everyone, go get them.
Man, that was a quick one there. ASML is getting a lift today. I saw yesterday Lam Research really kind of pushing LRCX.
Huge move yesterday for Lam.
Yeah,
that was off Micron. That was off Micron.
Mm-hmm.
So you had Micron just rip-roaring, rallying on a crappy report, and then they were buying all the chips yesterday, and LRCX really was getting a lift here as well. I think there might have been some individual news with that too, but definitely Micron kickstarting it there. Applied Materials had a good day. Again, this is a tough market for the bears here in the last week because we're seeing stocks get bought on bad news. We're seeing climb the wall of worry. We're not hearing anything much about the banks right now. It's kind of a worst case scenario for the bears right now. So, and I've been in the bear camp, so it's not a great scenario here right now. Complacency, quietness, bulls are in control.
One stock that I've seen it on the bottom, we were talking about it because another trader kind of mentioned it. He was looking for a reversal, is extremely oversold. AAP, Advanced Auto Parts, it's just been hanging down there at the lows, now starting to turn around. This thing was so low on the RSI. It was in an all-time low at the RSI. Not many times does this go to underneath 10. It was like at like a 5 RSI. Now starting to turn around. Do you think that this could move a little bit? What do you think, Dennis?
Worst
I never
of
traded
breed.
it.
AAP, worst of breed. Yeah, you got
definitely.
the three. You got O'Reilly, O'Reilly, which is right near highs.
O'Reilly.
AutoZone, which isn't too far from the highs, and then you have a completely different story happening here in Advanced Auto Parts. It makes me worried that this is like the Rite Aid of the big three, you know, and the drugs. And again, I don't go into these stores. I'm not in America, so I can't tell you, you know, from a fundamental standpoint. But from a technical
it's the same store, Dennis. It's weird to me because it's the
they
same
all feel
store.
like the same stores, right?
Literally, you could just change the colors, change the stickers.
Here's the problem. So we had CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid like 15 years ago. They're all still there, but Rite Aid has reorged, went, you know, like belly up there for a bit. You know, really it became the big two. I'm worried about AAP that you have O'Reilly and you have AutoZone and then you have Advanced Auto Parts. Maybe there's not, you know, room for three. You know, maybe three can't tango here. So if that's the problem, maybe AAP is the odd one out. I don't like the performance. This is down 50% over the last year, and the other two are holding up. It's telling me the other two got an edge on this one. I don't want to buy worst of breed here.
Agree. Let's do one last one here. SHW, SherwinWilliams, not one we talk about often. Is this the type of stock that could get a move? It really hasn't left the station too much. Just got to move to.
Isn't this interesting too? That, you know, you've got the home builders trading near all-time highs, or a lot of them are actually approaching all-time highs. DHI, Lennar, not too far away, and then you have the paint company, Sherwin-Williams, which has absolutely been assassinated. It's like the tale of two different stories here. And paint has gone nuts. I mean, it used to be, you know, the cost of paint has just went through the roof. So maybe people are just like, I'm not painting that wall. I mean, this is just too much money. Maybe that's what's happening here. But the cost of paint is just like a gallon of paint. I know used to be in Canada like 20, 30 bucks. Now you're talking $50, $60 for decent paint here a gallon. Like, what's going on? I mean, it's just gone crazy. So I know, because I just went through a house and I was painting this thing and I was like, holy crap, did it cost me a lot of money to have the house painted, obviously. So I think, you know, maybe it's just the cost of the chemicals that are going in there, just so much money. But man, the stock has not performed well. It's very interesting that there's a separation between the home builders and SHW, which I would often pair trade with. So something else happening in Sherwin-Williams.
All right, we'll see.
What about PPG too? Let's talk the other paint company, because this one's held up better. It's always interesting to look. But again, it's down from the highs here too, 180 to 128. Maybe it was a COVID bubble, Mitch. Just trying to outthink, you know, what the market.
Yeah, people at home were just like buying paint.
Well, everybody painted their homes, so they don't need to paint their homes now. They don't paint it. I'm getting outside. I'm doing stuff. I'm traveling. I'm going to Disney World.
Yeah, I think right now, Dennis, what could be exactly that is if I gave you the option of going on a trip or painting your house.
Yeah,
you're probably like, no, the paint's too expensive. I'd rather go on the trip.
Yeah, I think so too.
That could be it too.
Homes as much
and then
right
also
now.
Recession concerns, right? If we do go into recession by any means, I mean, then I don't think anybody's going to be painting their house as much. So just to keep that in mind. Last little mention, a solar name, SEDG, ENPH showing up here. They've started to reverse. Energy started to get strong. And I can tell you guys, because I gave up some of my gains there, but definitely oil's been starting to come back a little bit. I think this market move up also kind of helping it a little bit. But what do you think about solar names, energy names overall, Dennis?
Look at this ENPH chart, Mitch. The quadruple bottom here. You don't often see that.
Someone doesn't want it through 192.
No, I
that's
know.
For
192 4 days ago, 191, 191, and 191. I mean, they're all right there, 190 and 191. Yeah. So quad bottom there. So you can see where the support is very well defined. Now you're blasting off here. So you find those triple bottoms, quadruple bottoms, and they're holding. Those are good levels. Now it's up, 15 bucks from there, so I'd want a little pullback to get in here, but I kind of like the solar names.
Yeah, we'll see if it can get moving. It's interesting. It did get a nice little move up. I'd be looking for some pullbacks probably into yesterday's range around kind of like the 205 range, because this is a little bit too far of a run in the pre-market. But if we could pull back to kind of yesterday's kind of high towards that around the 205, 204, doesn't look bad, right? And I'll tell you one that I'm never, ever, ever trading again, Boyle, because coal just wants to keep going. That natural gas trade, man, you remember everybody talking about natural gas was going to go through the moon? Well, I don't know about you guys, but this thing looks cheaper than air right now. Boyle down to $3.45 when this thing was at a high at 140. 140, Dennis, now to $3. That's a hell of a move there for natural gas. All right, that's going to do it.
Yeah,
that's going to do it for our segment, at least for TradeZero.
This keeps
like always.
leaking.
Yeah, it's an incredible leak.
And now you're in the seasonality where who the hell's using natural gas in the summer?
Yeah, exactly. So if you didn't get it in winter, when will it come, right?
Yeah, seasonality is not in the favor here either now.
I mean, and if for anything would it get better in that war situation, that at least natural gas would probably see a lift there, because a lot of supplies would come on the market. So you would see, of course, everybody probably running away from that trade.